I'm a creek swimming, moonshine sipping, beer skinning, beer drinking, Jonah Cash listening.
Alright. Lay back now. Feel good with me. Think good with me. Speak good with me. Yeah. Yo.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering at the start of that video just what the hell that was. That was just a little bit of fun, you know? We always want wrestling to be fun again. Fans have been begging for it in general. You know, people want fun, so I'm here to bring it. But one of the main reasons I'm doing this video is because one of the most fun times of the year, see that little tie in there? Connected. One of the most fun times of the year for me is the Royal Rumble, and that's coming up in just over a week. Now, to me, I'm always a fan of the Rumble, you know. I've never understood, personally, how somebody can rate a Rumble match where, you know, oh, I thought this Rumble was 4.5 stars, or, oh, you know, this was like a 3-star Rumble, it wasn't great. I can't I can't rate regular matches because I just go off whether I liked it or I didn't like it. But that's how I go off the Rumble, too. Like, I mean, I can understand if somebody wants to rate a match, but to rate a Rumble, I've never gotten. For the most part, most Rumbles, you know, to me it's hard to have a bad Royal Rumble match. Maybe that's just me, but, you know, I'm sure if you dug down deep enough, you'd probably find a bad Royal Rumble match. But, you know, I've just always thought these matches were just so much fun to watch, and, you know, it's always been nice to see them build up a new star with this. Or, you know, a guy like an Edge winning it from his comeback, or John Cena. Well, Cena's coming back was kind of out of the blue, but, you know, to me, the Royal Rumble has always been used to, you know, elevate that next top guy. And it's always been a fun thing to watch. That may just be me, but I've always really enjoyed Royal Rumbles. I know a lot of people do too, but other than WrestleMania, this is probably one of my favorite times of the year for the WWE in general. So it kind of disheartens me that when I look to this Rumble here, which is kind of the case with most Rumbles nowadays, you know, there's a little over a week away because it's not this coming Sunday. I believe it's the Sunday after. But, you know, we got 2 of the 4 matches announced today. Or, sorry, this week. When we could have been building this since December 13th. You know, they always give the Royal Rumble over a month off between Armageddon, or I guess now it's TLC. They've always, you know, that'll end in like, you know, just before Christmas, and then you've got over a month to build the Rumble, and that's always been nice. You know, you treat it like a big, important pay-per-view. But now, I mean, you always know the Rumble match is happening, and, you know, they'll promote that. But we heard CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler were happening a few weeks back. But, you know, to me, the feud hasn't really started to pick up until just this week when CM Punk and John Laurinaitis went back and forth. To me, that's what got me interested in it. And, I think what they've done with the CM Punk thing and Dolph Ziggler, at least this is good, and it's something to look forward to. You know, it's always nice when you can go into the Rumble with something else, not just the Royal Rumble match, even though that'll sell itself. Kind of like Cena and The Rock's going to sell Mania, but you don't just want to have that match be a good match. You want to have, you know, the whole card reflect on a good show. And, you know, when you build anticipation and, you know, you get hyped up for it, that's when it really means something. I mean, whatever happened to you? Remember when they used to draw their numbers with the balls? Like, they had the fucking machine throughout the whole night. They don't do stuff like that anymore. And, like, that's what gets you hyped up for the show. That's what gets you to, you know, be like, oh my god, I can't wait for this guy to enter the Rumble. You know, you see John Cena and Christian rapping against each other in fucking 2005. Or you'd see, you know, Rey Mysterio backstage. Oh, you got me, Eddie. Or when Guerrero stole Ric Flair's wallet, I almost died. You know, I just wish they still did stuff like that, you know, to build it up. You know, last year, other than the Rumble match, you know, okay, we got Edge Ziggler, that was a good match. Miz Orton was okay, but it was just like bang, bang. You know, Divas title match, random scene with fucking Daniel Bryan, Gail Kim, and the Bellas. And then it's like, oh, here's the Royal Rumble match. So, I miss when the Rumbles used to have, 6, they have some of the titles on it. Primo and Epico could have defended their titles and then still entered the match if you really wanted them in there. Probably not the U.S., but you could have had Cody Rhodes maybe go up against Booker T again, then have Cody Rhodes, go into the Royal Rumble. It's just, okay, the Rumble match normally lasts about an hour. For a 3-hour show, let's say both of your main events are about 20 minutes. You still have about an hour to kill. Or an hour and 20 minutes to kill with, little matches just to, build that anticipation. Because, you get to last year's Rumble, it's bang, bang, bang. And then it's the Royal Rumble time. And, that was because it was 40 guys. But the only reason it was 40 guys was because they were trying to draw interest in a card that they really couldn't get people to be interested in. But man, when it comes to this year's Royal Rumble, I am looking forward to it. And one thing I've often appreciated about the Royal Rumble was that it was a chance for, the champion to face a guy that maybe they're testing the waters with. Because, they want to say, oh, can he perform on the big stage? Because the Royal Rumble is always going to sell that pay-per-view no matter what. People who don't even watch wrestling anymore still know what the Royal Rumble is and will possibly order it. So the Royal Rumble match is going to sell that pay-per-view on its own. So that's where you can throw a young guy in to see, oh, is he getting over with the crowd? Are they reacting to him? Look at Mr. Kennedy in 07. Test, I guess, to a small extent in 07. Rest in peace, by the way. Last year they had Ziggler in the main event. Then they gave him the world title for some fucking reason the next month. Sheamus was the world champion going into the 2010 Royal Rumble. It's just... Hell, even if you want to look to, what was I can't even think. 2004, you had Hardcore Holly in a WWE Championship match. Hardcore Holly in the WWE Championship. Ugh. That was so funny when Brock Lesnar. That was the funniest thing. I was going hardcore. The fuck? No, it's just, this year, okay, we've got Ziggler in the main event of the Royal Rumble again. So that's, he's been a mid-carder for most of the year anyway, so at least they're trying to elevate him again. Then for SmackDown, you've got the triple threat match for the world title, Bryan, Big Show, and Henry, and that should be good. But, I don't assume Daniel Bryan's going to get a 1, 2, 3. I hope to God he does, but, let's face facts, he's probably not going to win the match. And if he does, it's, unfortunately going to be through fucking cheating or some bullshit. At least triple threat matches have no DQ, so maybe if he wants to win this match, he can actually get a submission or fucking a pinfall. I know it's not believable, but for God's sakes, if you're going to make this guy your world champion and he can't beat anybody he's facing, it's like, my goodness. This was like when they had Christian as the world champion for a month. And, or even 2 days, but when he was facing Orton for that month from Money in the Bank to SummerSlam, it's just, when they do this stuff, and then you have Daniel Bryan beat guys. Like, I love Daniel Bryan. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a talented motherfucker. He's one of the best. I love Daniel Bryan, but it's just, god damn, sometimes there's got to be a point where you're just like, okay, never fucking mind. This is just horse shit. So, hopefully Daniel Bryan can get the victory here. Do I assume he will? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, but as of right now, I don't see him getting I see it being another no contest, whether AJ comes out again or some bullshit. And even that, okay, Daniel Bryan won the title at TLC. They were having all these matches on SmackDown. Oh, Daniel Bryan versus Big Show, Daniel Bryan versus Henry. And I know that's trying to draw the interest into SmackDown, but, couldn't you have had a triple threat match? Look back to the Royal Rumble 2005. You had JBL, Big Show, Kurt Angle. That had a lot of build-up. That had a big fucking sex scandal, Joey Giovanni in the shower, then locked up in a trunk storyline to it. But it's just like, holy crap, they've had so long to build this up, and they've waited till just now. I assume that when we get to the Royal Rumble, and like I said, it's just me assuming, but I assume when we get there, you're gonna see something where it's like, you'll come out with a random match, maybe John Cena and Kane will open it up. I actually wanted to touch on that for a second, though. Kane and John Cena in a grudge match. Alright, now obviously this keeps John Cena busy from the Rumble there, because, why the fuck would John Cena enter a Royal Rumble match? But Kane, he's been doing this Rumble thing since 99, 98. He's been doing this for over 10 years. He's been at every Royal Rumble. He's been a staple of it. You know, I know that they've had, you know, guys like wrestle and then wrestle in the Royal Rumble, but I just really hope he doesn't miss this Royal Rumble because he's been doing this since the 90s. Like, that would be horrible. That was one thing when I first saw that they announced that it was me, John Cena, and Kane. First thing I thought of was, damn, that better not kill his streak. It's like the Undertaker's streak, only he never wins the Rumble match. He came close in 01, though. But going back to my other point, they'll probably add a random match. Maybe Hunico and Epico will defend the belts. I don't know. Maybe Beth Phoenix will face Alicia Fox. That'll probably be the thing they're gonna do. Wouldn't be surprised. Or Eve Torres. I don't know. To me, just the Rumble build-up this so far has been lackluster. And with a week to go, I'm hoping that this Monday night go-home show can do it for me, you know, and just really get me excited for this pay-per-view. And if there's one thing that I wish they would bring back, it's that roulette pick the number out of the ball machine, or pick the ball out of the number machine. That was so good. Like, I can remember just getting so excited when, you know, they'd draw their number and they'd be like, whoo, this is a good number. Like, that was so good. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. Like, just damn. That's the thing. It's the little things in wrestling you've got to learn to appreciate, you know. Whether it's a guy who carries a title when he walks into the ring, or, you know, the presence of his walk, or the fucking balls in the Royal Rumble. It's just the little things in wrestling that really make it spectacular and extraordinary. So, that's going to do for this video. I've always loved the Royal Rumble, and I'm sure that I'll like it this year. You know, it's just the build-up. You know, you gotta build these things up. You don't get a week. When you're given almost 8 weeks or 6 weeks, it's stupid to wait so long. Like, I just hope that, you know, we get a good Rumble, which we should, because like I said, it's kind of hard for me, in my opinion, to say if that Rumble was only 2 stars, 2.5 maybe. I can't do that. That's just me, though. I'm sure a lot of people out there can, but what are you gonna do? So that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the Gurus of Greatness, because in reality, we're great. Remember to follow me on Twitter, add me on Skype, question me on Formspring, follow the GOG on Facebook, follow the GOG on Twitter, add the GOG as a friend on Facebook, and have a great day. That's going to do it for me, guys. Ace the Wrestling Nut out. Peace.